Hey everyone, welcome to Infinite Binge. We are discussing Westworld, episode 4 this time. I am Jake, and who else is here?
Kevin?
And Andrew.
This week's episode is titled Dissonance Theory, and in it, Dolores joins William and Logan on a bounty hunt. The Man in Black makes a significant discovery, and Ford and Theresa discuss the park's future.
Dun dun dun.
I'd say a good bit of a setup in this one. Bit more so anyway.
So there was a lot of Maeve in this episode, I noticed.
Well, I think they're kind of building that for what's to come in the next couple episodes where that really gets kind of expanded upon.
Yeah, and it seems as though she's been having memories for a while because she drew that picture and then she was putting it in her floorboard and discovered a whole bunch of pictures that she drew.
I've got to imagine, though, that's only over maybe the past week or so. You got to think, right?
I guess it depends on how often they get reset.
True. But, I mean, they almost make it seem daily, though, no?
I mean, I guess it depends. Because it seems like the hosts can go out with the people, if they want them to. So that would change the storyline. So then they couldn't be reset until the guest is finished with them.
But I don't know how many of these, how long are these entire engagements? How often do they get reset? How many people are in the park at a given time?
I've got to imagine a character such as hers would be reset frequently, only because she doesn't really travel. She stays in that one place all the time. So you figure you have, because that's the very start, you have new people coming in daily. And maybe she gets reset daily or every other day, or I've got to imagine fairly frequently.
Well, Dolores is supposed to get killed at her house, right? But in this she was off her path, I guess, and they went to retrieve her, but then William was there and it's no, she's with me, and they're like, oh, my mistake.
Which, what a great way they did that to trick the viewer to make it think that was still modern day.
Yeah.
Because they have the third Hemsworth say something about, Dolores is, or someone says to him, Dolores has gone off. And he says something about, check on her or something like that. And then it cuts to Dolores and then William showing up. So you think, oh, okay, that's all happening at the exact same time.
Yeah, they do a good job throughout this of kind of narrative time frame misdirection.
But also in that scene, so does that little girl just know everything?
It seems like it.
Little kids are creepy, man.
Well, this is the town that the Man in Black was in, where he killed that girl's mother, right?
Correct. Yep.
But this would have been years later where that happened.
Yes.
I was trying to see if I spotted her in the background or anything. The mother.
I was actually looking for that too to see if she was there. I didn't see her.
Yeah, I didn't see her either.
Now, one quick question that bugged me the whole episode, and I meant to look it up, but then I forgot. I forgot, even though I was thinking about it the whole time. In the early part of the episode, it cuts to the player piano playing a song. What song was that?
It's The Cure, A Forest.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't place it either. I was I know this. Why can't I place it?
Yeah, and then I kept thinking, it kept popping in my head. I was like, what song is that? But we also had not just Maeve, but a lot of Man in Black stuff too, it seemed.
Yeah, and I like the Man in Black stuff in this one.
Yeah, he's cool.
The other guest that came up to him was I really appreciate what you did. Your work saved my sister's life, or whatever he said.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, if you ever talk to me again, I'll slit your fucking throat. Or something like that.
Yeah, just I'm brutal. On vacation.
But I mean, it gives you that little kind of insight into so he runs a charity thing or hospital or something, I guess, in the real world.
Yeah, it makes it seem like he's a good guy outside of the Westworld.
But you had stuff with him meeting up with the snake tattoo lady.
Yeah, and he was talking about in this episode about how it's not an interesting game because the hosts can't kill the guests. and he wants a game with consequence, and that's what I guess the maze was for. And so he's saying that he wants to set them free. So all the bad stuff he's doing is to help them become self-aware.
Well, he doesn't know. The Man in Black definitely doesn't realize that that's what that end goal is. He just knows that there's something else that he doesn't see yet. He hasn't seen some kind of master underlying plan, and he wants to see what that is.
I mean, there was later in the episode when one of the characters said to him, "I'm going to kill you," and then he responded back, "Maybe someday." So
Yeah.
it seems like his goal is to get them to be able to defend themselves.
Well, and jumping to later episode spoilers, there is a line thrown out that the maze is not meant for him.
Yeah.
So I think it's more just that's just kind of him talking, but I think it's more just him wanting to find out what this is, what it all leads to, if there's a point to it, basically. But yeah, then he's a badass again and like blows up the prison, or not blows up the prison, but some little cigar explosives, blows a man's face up.
Yeah, Andrew, I noticed in your notes you have the one pistol, one match, one idiot.
Yeah, where he's wanting to go off and get this thing, or get the more information so that she'll tell him about her tattoo. And where he's like saying, like, you know, all the stuff that he needs, or rather, how little stuff he needs. Just basically says he needs, you know, a gun, one match, and then he needs Lawrence. And she frames it as one match, or one pistol, one match, one idiot. And that just struck me as funny.
He was really prepared for these missions he's going on in this game. He like took the fake cigars that blow up. I guess they're dynamite, maybe.
It's something. Well, it's a pyrotechnic effect. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. I liked that. It was definitely something to it.
So, I guess towards the end of the episode, there was the scene with Ford and what's her name, Theresa? Is that her name?
Teresa, I think.
Teresa, yes.
Yeah.
And I just noticed like there was people working in like the fields there, and it got me like thinking, like, in this world, are there jobs anymore, or is everything just done by robots?
Well, in Westworld, maybe, but
I mean, outside of Westworld, these robots would be super useful.
There's so much about this that is like unsettling, because they're just so realistic looking that it almost feels like they're slaves.
I never even thought about that either.
But like, you wouldn't need mechanics anymore. You just have robots, robot mechanics, or doctors, robot everything.
You wouldn't need anything, yeah.
You wouldn't need people to repair the robots, because the robots could be trained to repair themselves. Like robots repairing robots.
Oh man.
Is this show gonna end with like the robot apocalypse? And
they're
then
all
like
robots.
all people get like this just killed?
It's iRobot, but not.
Battlestar Galactica?
Oh god, don't even say that.
Yeah, in that conversation though with Teresa, it seems like Ford knows everything.
Yeah,
about everyone.
Yeah, he's like, we know everything about our guests and everything about our employees.
I liked when she said they're gonna side with me and send an agent in, and he responded, they already did. I thought they'd tell you. Yeah,
that was just and then like she's doing the whole thing. She was like, I remember coming here with my parents and sitting at a table. Maybe it was this one. Maybe it was this one over here. And then later on, in the conversation, she realizes that, oh wait, it was this table, and I sat in this chair.
I still can't comprehend for this show how much that character truly has planned out.
Well, it helps that he's fictional, but yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like in this specific scenario, like he had to know she was going to show up at that certain time so they could have this little chat and this meal and everything, because at the end of it, as they show, it's about to all just be torn down. Like, they basically need to leave right away because he's just going to tear the whole thing down. So,
and he's kind of playing with your like expectation of that character. Like in the first episode, he was talking with that old robot, and now he's talking about how he's not sentimental.
Well, Bill was always a good listener.
And they don't make him like they used to.
Well, he doesn't make him like he used to.
Also, whatever machine they had that was like digging that place out, huge.
Yeah, very big.
That was terrifying. One of the things that I really liked about this episode was they really kind of leaned into the whole kind of video game aspect of it more.
Oh yeah, like there was that scene where William and company like broke or had to go in to shoot the guys to get the bounty, and they're like, "Now you need to be careful. There's innocent people in there. We don't want to shoot them."
Yeah.
And then they killed everybody, and he's like, "Ooh, a better gun, upgrade." So it's just like he's looting and getting better gear.
Yeah, he's playing the bad character path.
Well, and then there was the whole thing where they were leaving afterwards, and he was like, "Oh," man, and like the guy they were doing the bounty for was kind of taking them on this whole thing where he was like basically pleading for his life, and the brother, whose name I don't remember off the top of my head, but anyway,
Logan,
he basically was like, "Oh man, hey, your little crappy side quest here that you did, got us to stumble onto this Easter egg that's the best thing in the whole park." So he was happy.
Yeah, and he was basically saying, "Come take the evil path with me. Switch off here." He was like, "Go Black Hat with me.
Let's go Renegade. Hit the right trigger. Stop going Paragon."
Garrus would not have been happy.
This was his favorite park in the Citadel. Jack would have been happy, but
I guess the last thing then in the episode was the other scene with Maeve when she's like getting the bullet cut out of her.
That was freaky.
Yeah, but I liked that they have like built-in lore in the world to explain their memories of the technicians, and they have like names for them and everything.
That seems like a bad idea to me.
I mean, it's good that I guess they'd want to have a contingency in case like they forgot to wipe their memories. Like they've said they did that in the past.
Yeah, I guess so. But there seems to be a surprising amount of accurate lore behind that, and it's like, why would you let it get that far?
Why not?
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up?
Teddy's back.
Yeah, poor Teddy.
He's not doing great.
I think he's the most tragic character in this whole thing.
I'd agree with that.
It was wild. It was kind of wild seeing Man in Black's reaction to seeing him. It's like, oh god, here we go again. Here's this guy.
Yeah, and Teddy was like, "Put me out of my misery." He's like, "Sorry, Teddy. All you got is misery," or something like that.
Yeah, that's what you were built for. We were made to suffer. It's our lot in life. And yeah, I think that's about it.
All right, I think I'll wrap up. Thanks for listening. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Leave some comments. And also listen to Manga Machinations and The Geek Box and Comic Conspiracy. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.